Hello, today we're going to do a quick look at opposition. Again, we have 5 minutes or less to show you this key chess principle. Opposition is when two kings are directly facing each other, but since two kings can never be beside each other, there always has to be at least one square. So on the board, the white king wants to get to this back row of red. Can he get past the black king? If it's his turn, no, he can't. Let's see how this might play out. The black king is keeping opposition because the white king is not able to slide by. So the white king was not able to get to the back of the board like he wanted to. Now let's look at the same position, but this time it's black's turn to move. So what happens in this situation? Once black gives way, you can see that white king is able to keep moving forward because he has opposition and the black king can't stop him. Okay, let's look at another example of opposition. In this situation, you can see from the evaluation bar, it is 0.0, which means it's a dead draw. Why? Because it is white's turn to move. And so white loses opposition when he moves back, and then black is able to keep him from making any progress. If he tries to push that pawn, it ends up being a stalemate. So the same position, this time you can see the evaluation bar, same position, but now it's mate in 10. Why is that? You may have guessed, because it's black's turn to move. So white is able to move his king in because now he has opposition and he is able to promote that pawn and turn into a queen. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples of opposition. I think we're probably getting it by now. In this situation, you can see white is winning plus 15. Let's see what this might look like. He's going to move his king up, and once they get to the middle of the board, he decides where the black king goes. So he forces him to move out of the way, and once he does, now he's going to go grab those pawns and win this game. We'll show it out real quick. He's going to take the pawn. They both grab pawns, but since the white player is going to be able to promote first with check, he's going to win that game. So I think you see the trend. Here we go. Same position. This time you can see the evaluation bar is plus 41, which is a lot. Plus 41 for black. Why is that? Well, in this case, he has opposition. So he's going to march his king in, keep the white king from going where he wants to, and then once he marches past, he's going to go gobble up that pawn, and it's going to be a win for black. We'll show you real quick what this might look like. Black is going to promote, and since he gets his queen first with check, he's going to win this game. Okay, so when does opposition come into play for the vast majority of players? It's going to come into play when you're trying to checkmate your opponent with a king and a rook. And if you don't play a lot of chess, you may not know, but this is a very, very common way for games to end. In this situation, the key is to get opposition with the king, and then once you do, you can move the rook down and checkmate the black king. Okay, one more example of this rook-king use of opposition. Here we go. In this case, it's black who's going to try to checkmate with the rook. He's going to cut off these rows, you can see with the red, and then once he gets the key position where the kings are just opposite each other, then that's when he can pull that rook down and he forces the king to go to the back rank. Game over. That's a quick 5-minute or less lesson on opposition. If you learn it and study it and understand it well, it'll help you get better at chess. And if you want to see an example of how not thinking about opposition can lose you a game, then check out this video right here.